Hi, so today for the reading log, the book that I chose is Each Kindness. It is by Jacqueline Woodson and illustrated by Evie Lewis. The publisher is Nancy Paulson Books, as copyrighted in 2012. I would say it's a picture book slash realistic fiction and has 32 pages and it's geared towards probably 5 to 8-year-olds. But I think the lesson in the story could really be taught to all elementary schools, every class, because it's such a good lesson for kids to know. But as far as like if a kid reads it, I think it's too easy for third, fourth, and fifth grade. So this book is about basically it's told in perspective by a girl named Chloe, and she goes to the school and she's been at the school for a long time and she has good friends and stuff. But this new girl named Maya shows up the first day, and obviously Maya is lives in poverty. It's cold outside. There's snow on the ground, and she shows up with sandals that are torn and jeans that are kind of ripped. And basically, throughout the whole story, Maya tries to become friends with Chloe and Chloe's friends, but Chloe and her friends ignore her, are rude to her, don't acknowledge that she's talking to them. They always walk away from her, and they're just very mean to her. But and they never once give her a chance to become friends with her. So then uh, towards the end of the story, the teacher gave a lesson over kindness, and it shows the ripple effect of a rock in water, and it shows that that is what kindness does in the world. It just ripples throughout the whole world. And so Chloe thought about what that meant to her, and then Miss Albert, the teacher, asked each student what they have done that it was kind at recently, and Chloe couldn't think of anything that she did that was kind, and that hurt her feelings a lot. And she said she didn't even give Maya one kindness. She didn't even do one kind thing for her. So Chloe was very sad because Maya ended up not showing up back to school after like the second or third day. And so Chloe never ever got the chance to give Maya one kindness. So at the very end of the book, it shows Chloe at a pond all by herself, and it says, "I watched the water ripple as the sun set through the maples, and the chance of a kindness with Maya became more and more forever gone." So the book ends pretty sad, but I think that's good for children, and I will explain that later. So illustrations in the book help the reader see the facial expressions of each child, especially Maya and the hurt she had on her face, and then the sadness that Chloe endured at the end of the book. And the theme of the story is obviously kindness. So for the reflective response, I think this book is good for children because it obviously teaches them about kindness, but more importantly, it teaches them the negative effects of not being kind. And I'm sure every kid, that will read this book or will have this book read to them have experienced a time when they were not very kind to somebody, and this book shows them the effects that it has on the person they're being rude to. So for instance, Maya, it shows the effects that she endures, and it also shows the effects of when you realize you are being rude and you are being unkind to somebody, which is what Chloe went through at the very end of the book. So, and then another thing that this book teaches children about is guilt. And Chloe felt very, very guilty for not giving Maya even one kindness, one stone of kindness. And this book allows the children to connect with Chloe and to realize how painful it really could be and how guilty one could feel for not being nice to somebody. And again, children, at least once in their childhood, are guilty of treating somebody unkindly. So they can also relate to this book in that way because each children has probably experienced the same thing that Chloe has experienced. And on the other hand, I think children who come to the school new can relate to Maya because Maya was the outcast and she felt like nobody wanted to be her friend. So children could also connect to that character as well. And then, as a teacher, this book opens up a lot of good discussion topics to help the children learn about the moral of the story. For instance, I would ask the class, how would you feel if you were Maya? How would you feel if you were Chloe? And then we talk about each character and the feelings that they endured for some time. And then for the strategy, I would want to incorporate ways to be kind. And like this book mentions rocks and how rocks leave a ripple effect, but I didn't want to use rocks for my activity because that's pretty boring. And so I thought of The Butterfly, the book that we had just read about for our um, reflection. And I thought, well, what if I cut out like little butterflies on a piece of paper, and then I would write in them, kindness is dot dot dot, and then I'd have children fill out like 3 butterflies, and then so they give examples of what kindness is, and then I'd hang them up on the wall, and we discuss how to be kind and all these examples and how to do that, and then I would challenge them to give out 3 kindnesses a day or 5 kindnesses a day or however many they would want. So that is what I have for this book, and thanks for listening.